Did you know that every single day you might be unintentionally breaking your cat's heart? It is a painful thought, but science has proven that cats possess a rich and complex emotional life that we are only beginning to understand. They feel deep loneliness, confusion, and heartbreak. But unlike a dog, they will never bark, whine, or cry to tell you that you hurt them. Instead, they pull away, quietly, slowly, invisibly, waiting for you to notice what they are too proud to say out loud. What if I told you that your normal daily habits, things you think are completely harmless or even loving, are actually causing your best friend's silent psychological pain? From the way you greet them to the way you leave the house, you might be the very source of their secret suffering. We are about to uncover the 15 silent ways you are breaking your cat's heart. Number 14 is the most devastating of all. Watch closely because once you know this, you can never unknow it. Let's begin. Number 1. You never let them watch out a window. To you, a window is just a piece of glass. To your cat, it is a television, a newspaper, a social network, and a lifeline to the outside world all in one. Cats are crepuscular predators. Their entire nervous system is wired to track movement, read the environment, and stay mentally engaged with the world beyond their walls. When you block that window with furniture, keep the blinds permanently shut, or simply never think to give them access to a view, you are cutting off their primary source of mental stimulation. Think about what your cat's day actually looks like. You leave. The house goes still. There is no movement, no sound, no change. For an animal whose brain is built to observe, track, and process the outside world, this is not peaceful. It is a form of sensory deprivation. Studies on captive felines, including big cats in zoo environments, consistently show that visual access to an active outdoor environment dramatically reduces stress behaviors and increases psychological well-being. Your house cat is no different. They share the same ancient wiring. A cat denied window access becomes a cat that paces, overgrooves, sleeps excessively out of boredom, or develops anxious behaviors that you will likely misread as attitude or personality quirks. That cat sitting in the dark staring at a wall is not Zen. They are understimulated and quietly losing their mind. The fix is almost embarrassingly simple. Clear a windowsill. Put a comfortable perch in front of your largest window. Point it toward a bird feeder if you can. That single change could transform your cat's entire quality of life. Give them back their window. Give them back the world. Number 2. You wake them up mid-sleep cycle. We know it is irresistible. They are curled into a perfect little ball, paws tucked under their chin, and you just have to touch them. You squeeze them. You kiss their head. You pick them up half asleep because they are simply too cute to leave alone. It feels like love. To your cat, it is something entirely different. Cats sleep between 12 and 16 hours a day, and this is not laziness. Sleep is the primary mechanism through which their nervous system processes the day, restores energy, and regulates emotional balance. Cats cycle through light and deep sleep phases just like humans do. When you interrupt a deep sleep cycle, you don't just startle them. You force their nervous system into a sudden high alert state that floods their body with adrenaline. That groggy, wide-eyed, slightly aggressive cat you just woke up is not being dramatic. They are genuinely disoriented and physiologically stressed. Do this repeatedly, and you create a cat that never fully rests. A cat that is always sleeping with one eye open because experience has taught them that sleep is not safe in this house. Chronic sleep disruption in cats leads to increased irritability, a weakened immune system, heightened anxiety, and a gradual erosion of their sense of security in their own home. The place that should be their safest space becomes a place where even rest is uncertain. Here is the hard truth. Your desire to cuddle them right now is about you, not them. Real love means letting them sleep. It means waiting for them to come to you. Protect their rest the way you would want yours protected. Number 3. You play with them and then suddenly stop cold. Imagine someone inviting you to dance. The music is playing. You are fully in it, moving, laughing, completely alive in the moment. And then without warning, they just walk away mid-song. No finish. No cool down. Just gone. That is what you do to your cat every single time you end a play session abruptly. Play for a cat is not entertainment. It is a full biological sequence. It begins with stalking, moves into chasing, builds into the pounce and capture, and must end with a kill. That final moment, biting into a toy, shaking it, feeling the simulated victory of the hunt, is not optional. It is the neurological resolution that tells your cat's brain the hunt is over, the threat is neutralized, and the body can return to calm. When you yank the toy away and toss it in a drawer mid-session, you leave that loop wide open. A cat whose play is repeatedly cut short before resolution becomes a cat that is chronically aroused, frustrated, and unable to settle. They redirect that unfinished predatory energy onto your ankles, your other pets, sometimes onto you in ways that seem aggressive and random. Behaviorists call this redirected aggression, and it is one of the most common and most preventable behavioral issues in domestic cats. And the root of it is almost always this. Someone kept starting the hunt and never letting them finish it. Always end play with a proper kill. Let them catch the toy. Let them bite it. Let them bunny kick it into submission. Then bring out a small treat immediately after, which signals the eating phase that follows a real hunt. Close the loop. Honor the sequence. Let them win. Number 4. You bring out the carrier only for vet trips. Your cat is not psychic, but they might as well be. The moment that carrier comes out of the closet, something shifts in the room. Their ears go back. They vanish under the bed. You spend 20 minutes coaxing, bribing, and ultimately wrestling a creature who has transformed from a soft companion into a panicked wild animal. And you genuinely don't understand why they hate it so much. Here's why. You have trained them to. Every single time that carrier has appeared in their life, it has been followed by the most terrifying experience they know. Being shoved into a box, taken in a loud vibrating machine, brought to a place that smells of fear and antiseptic and strange animals, handled by strangers, prodded and examined, and then eventually returned home shaking. You have repeated this pattern so many times that the carrier itself has become a trauma trigger. The sight of it alone now activates the same fear response as the vet visit itself. This is classical conditioning working perfectly, and you built it entirely by accident. The solution is to break that association completely. Leave the carrier out permanently. Put a soft blanket inside it. Drop treats in it randomly. Let them eat meals near it, sleep in it, claim it as their own territory. When the carrier stops being a harbinger of doom and starts being just another piece of furniture, the panic dissolves. Cats who are comfortable with their carrier show measurably lower stress hormones during vet visits. They recover faster. They trust more. Stop hiding the carrier. Make it boring. Make it safe. Transform the object of their greatest fear into just another nap spot. Number 5. You never let them finish grooming you back. There is a moment that happens between cats and the humans they truly trust. Your cat starts licking your hand, maybe your hair, maybe the back of your wrist, and you pull away because it is scratchy or a little weird or you just weren't expecting it. You might even laugh and move on. What you just did was reject one of the most intimate gestures your cat knows how to offer. In feline social structure, mutual grooming called allogrooming is reserved exclusively for individuals a cat considers part of their inner circle. It is not casual. It is not random. It is a deliberate act of bonding that says, I trust you completely. I want you to be clean, and I am claiming you as my own. Cats who groom each other are reinforcing a bond that in the wild would mean shared safety, shared territory, and shared survival. When your cat attempts to groom you, they are placing you in that inner circle. They are telling you that you are theirs. When you pull away repeatedly, you are not just rejecting the grooming. You are rejecting the relationship it represents. Over time, a cat that is consistently rebuffed in these intimate moments learns to stop offering them. They do not disappear out of indifference. They disappear out of self-protection. Why keep extending trust that is never received? You do not have to let them lick you for 10 minutes. But the next time your cat begins to groom you, stay still for just a moment. Receive the gift. Let them finish even one slow stroke before you gently redirect. Acknowledge the love and the language it was offered. Number 6. You feed them the same food every single day. This one feels counterintuitive because we are always told that cats need routine, and they do. But there is a profound difference between routine and monotony, and most cat owners have accidentally created the latter without ever realizing the damage it causes. In the wild, a cat's diet is anything but repetitive. They hunt and eat birds, rodents, insects, and lizards. Every meal is a different texture, a different flavor, a different nutritional profile. Their digestive system and their sensory experience of food was built around variety. When we lock them into the same single protein, the same brand, the same texture twice a day, every day for years, we do two deeply harmful things simultaneously. First, we create a cat that is nutritionally vulnerable. A cat that has eaten only one food for years often develops what veterinary nutritionists call food fixation, where the digestive system becomes so accustomed to one formula that introducing anything new causes refusal or gastrointestinal distress. If that food is ever discontinued, or if they develop an allergy to it, you suddenly have a cat that will not eat anything else, and you have no good options. Second, and this is the part we never talk about, you are creating a life of sensory boredom around the one experience that should bring them daily pleasure. Food is stimulation. Variety is enrichment. A cat that gets to discover a new flavor, a new texture, a pâté versus a shred versus a broth, is a more mentally engaged, more curious, more satisfied animal. Rotate proteins. Try different textures. Introduce variety slowly, and watch your cat rediscover the joy of mealtime. Number 7. You talk to them too loudly. Cats have hearing that is almost supernatural by human standards. They can detect frequencies ranging from 48 Hz all the way up to 85 kHz. For context, humans max out at around 20 kHz. Their ears contain 32 individual muscles that rotate independently like satellite dishes, scanning the environment for the faintest signals. This extraordinary sensory equipment was built for a world of whispers, rustles, and subtle sounds. It was not built for your speaking voice at full volume delivered from 2 feet away. When you talk to your cat loudly, when you call their name across the room at full volume, when you have a phone call on speaker near them, when you play music or television at high volume constantly, you are not creating background noise. You are creating a sensory environment that is genuinely uncomfortable for an animal whose ears are this sensitive. Repeated exposure to loud sound in cats has been linked to chronic stress, increased startle response, reduced social behavior, and in some cases audiogenic seizures in genetically susceptible breeds. Watch what happens the next time you raise your voice around your cat. The ear flick, the slight flinch, the way they quietly leave the room. They are not being antisocial. They are protecting themselves from a sensation you cannot even fully perceive. Talk to your cat the way you would talk to someone you love. Softly, warmly, at a low and gentle register. Whisper their name sometimes and watch how they respond. You will see something extraordinary. A cat spoken to softly is a cat who feels genuinely safe in your presence. Number 8. You never give them a hiding spot. Safety for a cat is not about being held. It is not about being close to you. It is about having somewhere to go when the world becomes too much. This is one of the most fundamental psychological needs of the domestic cat, and it is one of the most consistently overlooked by well-meaning owners who interpret their cat's need to hide as rejection. In the wild, a cat that cannot hide is a cat that is exposed to predators, rivals, and unpredictable threats. The ability to disappear is not a personality quirk. It is a survival mechanism so deeply embedded in feline neurology that even the most confident, well-socialized domestic cat needs access to at least one space where they feel invisible and untouchable. Research from feline welfare organizations consistently shows that cats with access to hiding spots in stressful environments show significantly lower cortisol levels, recover from stress faster, and display more social behavior overall than cats without them. When you remove those options, when you fill every corner with furniture, when you pull them out from under the bed every time they retreat there, when you follow them to their safe place to pet them because you want connection, you are destroying the one mechanism they have for self-regulating their stress. You are telling them that there is nowhere in this entire world where they are allowed to feel safe. Give them a box. Give them a shelf. Give them a covered bed tucked in a quiet corner. And when they go there, leave them alone. The greatest gift you can give a cat is the knowledge that their safe place will always be honored. Number 9. You touch their whiskers. This one seems small. It seems harmless. It seems like the kind of thing that would never make a list like this. But it belongs here because it happens dozens of times a day in millions of homes, and almost no one understands the damage it is doing. A cat's whiskers are not decorative. They are not cute accessories on an already cute face. They are precision sensory instruments called vibrissae, deeply embedded in follicles packed with nerve endings that connect directly to the sensory processing center of the brain. They detect air pressure changes, spatial information, the proximity of objects, and microvibrations in the environment. They are essentially a second nervous system living on your cat's face. They tell a cat whether they can fit through a gap, how close a surface is in the dark, and whether there is movement nearby that their eyes haven't registered yet. When you touch them, bend them, or press on them, you are sending a chaotic flood of false signals through that entire sensory system. It does not tickle. It does not feel cute. It feels profoundly disorienting and deeply unpleasant. Cats with chronically touched or compressed whiskers, including cats whose food bowls are too narrow and press against their whiskers during every meal, develop a condition called whisker fatigue, a state of sensory overstimulation that leads to stress, food aversion, and irritability. Check your cat's food bowl right now. It should be wide and shallow enough that their whiskers clear the edges completely. And keep your fingers away from their face. Appreciate those whiskers from a distance. They are one of the most remarkable pieces of biological engineering in the animal kingdom. Number 10. You let strangers walk straight up to them. Your friend walks through the door and immediately spots your cat across the room. Their eyes light up. They walk directly toward them, leaning forward, hand outstretched, making that kissy sound that humans inexplicably believe all animals find charming. Your cat freezes, then bolts, and your friend says, why doesn't he like me? Here is the answer. Because your friend approached them like a predator. Direct eye contact, forward-facing approach, looming posture, and outstretched hand are, in feline body language, the behavioral signatures of a threat. Every single element of the typical human greeting is a red flag to a cat reading the interaction through millions of years of predator-prey evolution. They are not being unfriendly. They are being rational. Something large just moved directly toward them, making intense eye contact and reaching for them. Their response is completely appropriate. The problem is not the cat. The problem is that you allowed it to happen and said nothing. You are your cat's only advocate in that room. When a stranger moves toward your cat without invitation, it is your job to intervene. To say, actually, let him come to you. To educate people that with cats the correct approach is no approach at all. You sit down, you ignore them, and you wait. You let curiosity do the work that forcefulness never can. A cat that chooses to approach a stranger is a cat that has been given agency and safety. That interaction will always go better than one that was imposed on them. Protect your cat from well-meaning people who do not know how to listen to animals. Number 11. You keep the house completely silent all day. When you leave the house, you probably leave your cat in complete silence. No sound, no voices, no ambient noise of any kind. Just the hum of a refrigerator and the occasional creak of the building. You might even be proud of this, thinking you are giving them peace and quiet. You are not giving them peace. You are giving them an isolation chamber. Cats in the wild exist in an environment of constant ambient sound. Wind, birdsong, insects, rustling leaves, distant animal calls. Sound is information. Sound tells a cat that the environment is alive and therefore safe. Complete silence in nature is actually a warning signal. It means something has caused every other creature to go quiet. It means danger is near. When your cat sits in a completely silent house all day, their nervous system is not relaxing into that silence. It is scanning it, waiting, listening for the threat that the silence seems to be announcing. Research on sound enrichment in shelter cats showed that species-appropriate auditory stimulation, meaning calming music, nature sounds, or soft human voices, significantly reduced stress behaviors and increased resting and play. Your home cat is not different. They are living in an unnatural quiet that their nervous system was never designed to handle. Before you leave in the morning, turn something on. A nature documentary with the sound low. A playlist of calming music designed for cats. Yes, these exist, and they are based on actual feline frequency preferences. A podcast of soft human conversation. Give them the sound of a living world. Let them rest inside it rather than against it. Number 12. You move their belongings without warning. You rearrange the living room. You wash their bed and put it in a different corner. You move their food bowl 6 inches to the left. You threw out that ratty old toy they never seemed to play with anyway. You did all of this, and then you were genuinely confused when your cat spent the next 3 days acting strange, hiding more, and refusing to eat normally. What happened? Cats are territorial animals in a way that goes far beyond simple preference. Their territory is not just a space they occupy. It is a living map of scent markings, familiar visual landmarks, established routes, and sensory anchors that together create their entire sense of safety and predictability in the world. Every object in your home that belongs to your cat carries their scent and therefore their ownership. Every corner they have rubbed, every toy they have claimed, every sleeping spot they return to daily is part of a mental map that tells them this space is known, this space is mine, this space is safe. When you move or remove any element of that map without transition, you do not just inconvenience them. You destabilize their entire sense of security. The new arrangement is unmapped. It is unfamiliar. It smells wrong. The landmarks are gone. To a cat's nervous system, this registers not as redecorating but as territory disruption, something that in the wild would signal invasion, displacement, or danger. When you need to change things, transition slowly. Keep their scent-marked items as long as possible. Introduce changes one at a time. And understand that what looks like a simple rearrangement to you is a seismic shift in the only world they know. Number 13. You only interact with them on your schedule, never theirs. You are busy. You are stressed. You have things to do. And then you sit down, finally, and you decide now is the time for cat cuddles. You call them. They don't come. You go find them. They walk away. You pick them up anyway, and they squirm out of your arms within 30 seconds. You feel rejected. But here's the thing. They have been trying to connect with you all day, and you were not available. Now that you finally are, they have moved on. And you missed it. Cats do not operate on a schedule of human convenience. They have windows of social readiness that open and close throughout the day based on their internal rhythms, their energy levels, their emotional state. These windows are often subtle. A slow approach and a tail held high. A gentle headbutt against your ankle while you are standing at the counter. A quiet sit beside you on the couch without demanding anything. These are invitations. These are your cat saying right now, in this moment, I want to be near you. When you are too distracted to notice these windows, or when you consistently override them by forcing interaction on your timeline instead of theirs, you gradually teach your cat that their social signals have no effect. The headbutts stop. The quiet approaches stop. They learn that connection in this house happens randomly, forcefully, and without regard for how they feel. So they stop asking. Notice the invitations. Respond to them in the moment they are offered. Put the phone down for 4 minutes and be present when your cat chooses you. That is how the relationship is built, one answered invitation at a time. Number 14. You mistake their hiding for independence. And here we are, the one that matters most. The one that might save your cat's life. Your cat has been hiding more lately. They used to greet you at the door, and now they are under the bed when you come home. They used to sleep on the couch, and now you rarely see them at all. They are eating a little less, moving a little slower. And you have told yourself the story that feels the easiest to believe. They are just being a cat. They are independent. They want their space. This is just who they are. Please hear this. A cat that withdraws is not a cat that is thriving. Hiding is not a personality. Hiding is a symptom. Cats are hardwired by evolution to mask vulnerability. In the wild, a sick or injured cat that shows weakness becomes prey. So they hide their pain with extraordinary discipline. They will continue to eat, to groom, to function, long past the point where the suffering has become serious, because every instinct they have tells them never let anything see that you are not okay. By the time a cat stops masking, by the time the hiding becomes impossible to rationalize, the illness is often advanced. The cat who has retreated is not asking for space. They are asking for you to notice, to look past the surface behavior and ask what has changed, to be the one living being on this earth who knows them well enough to hear the silence beneath the silence. Schedule the vet visit. Today, not next week, not when it gets worse, because you are their voice. You are their only advocate. And the greatest thing you will ever do for the animal who has loved you without conditions or complaint is simply this. Pay attention. Go look at your cat right now. Really look at them. Drop your cat's name in the comments and make the promise they deserve to hear. Let's fill this comment section with the names of every cat who is finally going to be truly seen. Thank you for watching, and go find your cat. They are probably closer than you think.